It's Tuesday. Welcome into Bearcats Daily, everybody. I'm your host, as always, Blake Thornton. Appreciate you joining me here today. We got baseball to cover. It is baseball season. Things are rolling. Football's still dead. They haven't started any summer workouts yet, but don't worry, I will keep you up to date on the football stuff. Unfortunately, just a super dead period. But good news is we've got postseason action for our Bearcats, and it comes in the form of baseball. We had golf in their tournament as well. Baseball found out yesterday. I hope you all watched the selection show. I was excited to see our Bearcats get in at an at-large bid. They did get in as a 2 seed, as we were, predicting. Pretty much everybody had us listed as a 2 seed, which no biggie there. Obviously, they made the tournament, and they're going to get a shot to play, and that's all we can really ask for an at-large bid. They will be playing in Starkville, Mississippi. Mississippi State is the host of this regional. They did get the bid to host. Unfortunately, it is in a different time zone again, but this one's only an hour back, so I don't think that is going to be as big of a factor as it was going out to Arizona. And I've had some people kind of give me a little bit of grief on that, say I was making excuses for the guys, whatever. But unless you've never played at a competitive level, and by that I mean beyond high school, there is routines that do make a difference. Players have their routine for a reason. That's just how it works. The higher you get, the more routine you get. So I do think the time played a part, but thankfully only an hour back this time. Not as big of a deal, thankfully. So shouldn't be too big of an issue coming into this regional, but. We drew a pretty decent lineup. I think I look at this regional and I think there's no reason UC can't handle business. We are going to have Mississippi State hosting. Obviously, they're the number 1 seed out of the SEC. UC is the 2 seed. 3 seed is going to be the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, and the 4 seed will be Lipscomb. Mississippi State, obviously SEC school. Louisiana is in the Sun Belt Conference, and Lipscomb is in the Atlantic Sun Conference. So they'll be coming in. All teams will not. This is not a round robin. Not all teams will play each other necessarily, depending what happens. You'll have, excuse me. Louisiana came in with a 39-23 overall record, 16-14 in their conference. A nice little stat here: they are 5-2 at neutral sites. So even though it's being hosted in Mississippi, and it's kind of a road game if you play Mississippi State, we'll call it a neutral site for the other 3 teams. So like Louisiana, who's the 3 seed, that's a neutral site game for them. Probably closer to a home game than it is for UC. So Lipscomb 29-24 in their overall record. They went 19-11 in the conference, and they are 3-0 at neutral sites. And then of course Mississippi State 40-17, 16-14 in the conference, 25-8 record at home. So they play very well at home, and of course they get to host a super regional, so it paid off for them. You'll see among most college baseball teams, the home record is typically the best record, which you're at home, you're in your own bed. It's a little easier to play, obviously. You're traveling on the road, all those hours, hotels, all that. It can be tough, so it's definitely not the easiest thing in the world to travel. But hopefully our guys are getting in there, getting settled now that they know what they're going to be doing. And yeah, got about 3 days before the games kick off. They'll be starting out Thursday, I do believe, will be the games starting for these regionals. And we drew the 3 seed matchup. UC will play Louisiana. It is the 2 versus 3 for this bracket. The way that it works for the regional is a double elimination bracket. Obviously, being double elim, you get a bit of a breather, but you still want to win games. So this is very important for UC to get this win right off the bat, because then if they can move on to the next one, they still have a shot to keep going. So UC versus Louisiana. Well, let's look at what we're the Raging Cajun scouting report and kind of give you a breakdown of what we can expect. Thankfully, UC's bats should dominate Louisiana in that aspect. Louisiana does not hit the ball super powerful. They are a small ball team. They do rely a lot on pitching, starting pitching specifically, and defensive ability, their gloves. They also are very aggressive on the base pass. So they are big on get them, get them over, get them in. They're playing small ball, and against high scoring teams, it's tough to play that. You have to get runs in bunches. UC has that ability. But unfortunately, we have when you face good pitching, sometimes good pitching just beats good hitting. So time will only tell with that aspect of the game. Their pitching staff is absolutely loaded in the starting rotation. Thankfully, it's only one game. So you only got to really worry about one pitcher. It's not like we're playing a best of three. We're going to face three of the best pitchers in college. You got to beat one guy. And ideally, you want to get him out of the game quick. Andrew Herman is their ace. He's their starting ace. He leads the nation, in complete games. But it's kind of that's a little bit of a misleading stat in the terms of the Cajuns don't have a deep bullpen. As a matter of fact, their bullpen is a liability, an absolute liability in that bullpen. They have one solid guy that comes out of the bullpen for them. The rest, there's not a lot of depth in the bullpen. So for this game, UC's got to get that starter out early. Get to him early, get that pitch count up, and obviously with there being, a one game, they'll probably let him run up his pitch count a little bit. So you want to try to get him out of the game as quick as possible, get into that bullpen. If you can get the starter out, UC's got a very, very, very good chance of winning. I trust our bats. Obviously, we didn't have the clutch hitting against Arizona State, but that's okay. That was one game. We know we can hit. UC has the bats. They have the power all through the lineup and all forms, all alleys of the field, opposite, pull, center. We've seen our guys be able to hit the ball anywhere in the ballpark with power. That's going to really benefit them in this ball game. They have a solid middle infield. They did bring in a couple guys. There was an Oklahoma State transfer that came in as well for the outfield. Very good with the glove, and they're all pretty fast. They're all decent runners. That's why they're so aggressive on the bases. They know they're not going to have a lot of power hits, so they try to get guys into position to score as easily as possible by getting on the bases. So it's going to be very imperative for UC to come out, shore up the gloves. We can't have the errors that we had against Arizona State and let our pitchers go to work. You got to make plays with the glove to help your pitchers. Errors kill starting pitching. Now, personally, if a guy makes an error, you learn to get over it as a pitcher. Stuff happens. You just pick up your teammate and you keep going. But that is my pitch count that they're running up. As a starting pitcher, I know my pitch count is limited. I only have a certain amount of pitches I can throw. So when I see a guy make an error, yeah, I'm not going to get on him. Stuff happens. We're all human. It's going to happen. Even major leaguers, a la Ellie De La Cruz, makes an error every other game, it seems like. So it definitely happens. But you want to keep your pitch count down so your pitcher stays fresh and you keep them in the game. Remember, especially with Nate Taylor on the mound, we want to keep our guys in the game. We have depth in the bullpen though, which is again, we win that part of this matchup. Our starting pitching is probably close, I'd say, in terms of levels with Louisiana's starting pitching. We definitely have the advantage in the bullpen. Could come in very, very, very clutch at the end of the game, especially if it's a close game. This is going to be a low-scoring ball game. Louisiana does not score a lot of runs. UC does. If their pitching staff is on it, it's going to be a very low-scoring ball game. So that bullpen is going to come up very vital. They don't. UC's got the bats. Obviously, Quentin Coates, our Enzo, our freshman of the year. We're going to get hits. We just got to get the runs in. This, I think, will be a 5-2 ball game. I'd love to say it's going to be a 10-0 ball game and we don't have to worry about a thing. But we'll be realistic in our approach here. I think UC can easily win this game 5-2. Keys to the game are going to be get to the starter. Boy, had a long weekend. Get to the starter, make no errors in the field, and you've got to keep the base pass on lockdown. You can't let guys be picking up stolen bases every time they get on base. That's going to just take the pressure off the pitcher, and they'll go into there. But I know there have been some questions because college baseball really isn't something UC's been known for, so a lot of people may not know how it works. These super regionals these are just regionals, not super regionals. The regionals, you're going to have 4 teams. It is a double elimination style structure. 3 wins is going to be what gets you to the super regional. Now, when I say where this trick comes with this is that the 3 wins in a row make you play less games. Because what's going to happen is the winners of the first 2 games, so the 2-3, 1-4 matchup will play each other. The losers of that game will then play each other. let's say UC wins and they go to play Mississippi State. Cajuns lose and play Lipscomb. I don't think Mississippi State will lose to Lipscomb. I don't. Mississippi State's at home, very solid team. Looking at that there. Now, that next matchup will be hypothetically 1-2, 1 and 2 play each other 3 and 4. The loser of that 3 and 4 game, the loser of the two teams that lost goes home. They're done. Then it'll go to this is all hypothetically. I'm not making my predictions yet. We'll do that soon. Louisiana beats Lipscomb. I'm going to say, let's just say UC struggles against Mississippi State or whatever for whatever reason, and they lose. UC then goes and plays Louisiana again. Mississippi State goes to the finals. The winner of UC Louisiana will then go to the championship, the final of this regional, and they have to win 2 games. If you go undefeated in the regional, you only have to win 1 game to win the regional and move on. So 3-0 sounds a heck of a lot better than 3-1. You know, you have to playing that extra game. That's a lot more wear and tear on your body. Let's not hope for it. So we really want to see UC go 3-0. Then you go to the Super Regional. There are 16 teams coming into that. So there's 16 regionals with 4 teams each, 64 teams. Then you're going to go to the Super Regionals, which is 16 teams, 8 matchups. It's a best of 3. That is a best of 3 for that. Higher seed hosts, so you'll have to go on the road if you're the lower seed. If you win that, you then go on to the Men's College World Series. That is going to be 8 teams. There are 2 double elimination brackets of 4 teams each, so similar to the regional setup, but it's, double elimination. And then obviously the winning teams that come out of that are going to go to the championship. And at the championship, it's a best of 3 series between the final 2 teams. So there's not a super long road in terms of games, but right now you got to get out of the regional. So 3 wins. If UC, now remember, they had 2 winning streaks of more than 5 games. Remember that. So with that being the thought process, if UC can win 5 in a row, that puts them into the Men's College World Series technically, because that gets you 3 wins in the regional. The Super Regional is a best of 3 where you'll play against just 1 team. So if you win the first 2, 5 games, you're in the College World Series. So 5 games is all it would take. But for now, we're looking at 3 games in the regional to get us through and on to the Super Regional. That'll be, I believe the game will kick off on Thursday. I don't have the time. I'll make sure I get that set up. We'll go over that as well and where you can watch it. I believe ESPN Plus will be carrying these games, so hopefully you do have that subscription. Too many subscription these days. But yeah, so we got a lot to look forward to this week. It's going to be a big, big week. This is a chance for UC to come out and kind of show the nation what they've been doing all season. And that is heavy on the bats, solid on the pitching, great relief out of the bullpen, and good gloves. If UC plays their game, there's no reason we should not be 1-0 in the regional. I would rather have the easy road. Give us 3, and then we'll go over the next game. But that is where we're at right now. 1 game, 2 and 3 matchup, UC versus Louisiana Raging Cajuns. Should be a win for our Cats, and we'll be looking forward to that all week. In the meantime, if you have any questions that you'd like answered on the show, I'd love to also hear your thoughts on what we pulled here and what other UC sports stuff going on. Please make sure you put that in the comments. If you haven't, hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm your host, Blake Thornton. Thank you all very much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next show.